taken into GT Bank, for example, as a staff, the first thing they do for you is they put you who is a first class with those who came up with 2-1 and 2-2 and even third class if they take them. They put all of you together in the same training, right? Now, they do not expect you to use your intelligence to come and change their system. They have a system that has been created that works so that when you walk into any GT Bank anywhere in the world, any of their branches, the same kind of service is what you will receive. Not because they are the same kind of human beings, not because everybody in GT Bank came out with the same results, but simply because there is a system that has already been. So I tell people, if you come to network marketing, understand the system of your team or your company. There is a system. When you try to rework the system, you slow down your process. But one of the most beautiful things you can do, I tell people the two greatest skills you need in network marketing is 1, the ability to tell stories. Number 2, the teachability. If you are someone that is teachable, if your upline says, let's jump, you are not spending the next 2 years analyzing how to jump, how to do, then you are going to succeed, right? I tell people, do what your upline says you should do. Then when you can now argue, right? So a Sizzle session is a system that's going to be into place. Now, why is a Sizzle session? Why does it work? Many times we have opportunity meetings, and some of my downlines have spoken to me and said, can we not have meetings where people should come and talk about how successful they are? Now, there are problems with the opportunity meetings, and these are the problems. A lot of times, most people some people get opportunity meetings, but most people do not get up. They talk about how they started small, how they became big, how their business is now booming, how you know they won. I mean, this prize, they won that prize, they now travel the world. Why all of that is nice stories. The truth about it is that people are not really that does not really move people because it excites them. Most of the time, many of them they lose concentration. They are bothered about what their life is about, what's going on in their lives, and these meetings normally take 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes, sometimes even 2 hours. And we think that now it ends up being a fire meeting because all of the distributors within that set, they enjoy themselves. But the people that you really want it to impact, they are unhappy. I mean, sorry, let me not say they are unhappy. They don't even know what they are getting. You that's already a distributor, you're like, man, that presentation was fire. But it's a prospect meeting. It has been discovered that prospect meetings make more sense because people don't really join companies, they join people. So if you are the kind of person, if you want them to join your business, if you want them to really be driven by your business, you want to show them the kind of person you are, the kind of people you are in your organization, right? So that's the problem with opportunity meetings. So how can we bridge this? We can solve this by, 1, making opportunity meetings very, very short. You know, not a lot of people cannot don't end up doing it. It's the reason why I love opportunity meetings that they are not more than 25 minutes, 30 minutes, where you go straight to the point, why you are here. You give them some statistics of let them realize that why they should do what they are doing. You share the business with them, share the opportunity, share how this is imperative to their life. You share how the compensation plan makes sense for them. You share how you get a lot of support and how this is a business they need to be within 20-25 minutes. If it's very long, 30 minutes, you are done. But the truth about it is that most explanations we are giving, many times we are telling people, come and listen to our presentations on Zoom. Guess what? They say, really? Okay, so what is it about? Before you know, you start telling them. And to my mind, I'm like, when you do that, what is the need now getting them to a Zoom meeting? That is another thing, another major area where I feel many of us are failing. There is a difference between inviting. Even I do not present to people. I tell my downlines, I invite people to our meetings, our WhatsApp presentations. Okay? So you want to invite. Now, to me, the system is very simple. Like I said, I'm going to shorten a lot of things because I don't want to have a long meeting because of some situations around me right now. Okay? So a lot of times, rather than so that we do not point and so that our downlines do not miss the point, there is a system. The system is you are in a network marketing company. You have presentation options. You have exposure tools like videos and the rest of them. Use the tools. The first step is to invite. Inviting does not mean presenting. You should not present. I always tell people it's better, I believe, from my experience, it's better that somebody else presents to my prospect than I present to my prospect. My job is to invite the person, okay? I invite that prospect for a meeting. The prospect gets into a Zoom meeting or a physical meeting or an event like the one going on in Shogbo this week, or a WhatsApp presentation, when they are done with the presentation, I follow up the prospect. So that's step 2. First, I invite. Step 2, step 2 is they attend the presentation. Step 3, I follow the prospect to be like, hello, so how was the presentation? What was the most, I always tell people that I think one of the best ways you can do that is to say, from on a scale of 1 to 10, how prepared are you to get on the horse? How prepared are you to get started? How prepared are you to engage this opportunity? What do you want to do at that point? Don't present. First, don't present, invite. When they come for a presentation, ensure that, follow them up, ensure that they attend the presentation, get the full bouquet of the presentation. Then when they are done with the presentation, you follow up, not to presentation again. Some people, they do that. They come, they say, really wonderful, Abi. This is our product. If you see, there's this man there, there's that man there, there's that man. You go into a whole long story and you are presenting again. No, you have invited. Now they have listened to somebody present. The next thing is that all you want to do, you want to hear them, because you want to know what their objections are. You want to know what their state of mind. All of these, for me, there's someone that says ABC, always be closing. A, always B, C, closing. Saying that all your conversations should be to close. No need to say a lot of stories. You invite, if by the time you follow up the person, you are like, okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think about our opportunity, about you getting started? Person says, from the person's reaction, you will know if, okay, you know what, there is this really great meeting for business leaders that one of our top leaders is having. This one is on Zoom. They attended WhatsApp before. You say this one is on Zoom. I think some of the things you are thinking about are based on the person's response to you, know exactly what next to say. So, see, effective selling.
Hello, Yoma, we cannot hear you anymore.
I think it's his network.
Yeah? Okay. So I think who is missing? Who is on standby? Who is on standby this morning? While Coach Yoma gets himself in order. Can you hear me though?
He's back.
Okay, great.
Hello, Coach.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go on.
Okay, I think oh, you can hear me. Okay, I think I'll need to share my sorry.
We're still not hearing you.
One second, sorry, I had to switch to my phone, which is really long. Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please let me know you can hear me.
Your line is cracking.
Hello. Hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm not getting any comment. Can we hear me? Can you?
Yes, we can hear
Can you
you.
hear
Yes,
me?
yes.
Oh, oh, great. Thank you. All right. So I hope you can see my screen. So I was talking about prospect, the systems for our prospect meeting, that you invite people, and then after inviting them, you allow them get into the presentation. After the presentations, that enables them converse, that enables them speak back to you. You don't want to when they respond to you say, this is really nice, looks nice, but you know, I've done network marketing before. I don't really think this works. Now the next thing you say, okay, great. You know what? I would love to get you into a session. There are two leaders. These are amazing people. As in, to take me a lot to get them into a meeting. I will love to get them into a meeting with you. It will be my pleasure. I mean, they might not have more than 10, 15 minutes, but they'll be able to answer your question, and they will show you the best way and the easiest way to get started. Now, that's your pitch to them. Of course, you have spoken with your uplines. This is where a Sizzle session comes in, because you, as one of them, you don't want to be the person when you are not the person closing. I'll give us a hint. I do this with people. I do this with my own prospects. I don't go to my prospects and want to close. I don't even present to them. All I do is invite. So the same system I am recommending to my team leaders, who I'm also recommending, of course, who I'm also recommending to you. And I've seen a lot of leaders do it. Even social, if you are using social media, same thing. You share an invitation with someone, they show interest, they join your WhatsApp meeting. You follow them on WhatsApp. When they say, okay, yes, you say, okay, you know what? I'll get you into a meeting with with my upline. Then you set up a three-way chat, or you bring 2-3 leaders in, and then a leader takes over. Now, a Sizzle session is an opportunity for your leader to help your prospect get started. So, I mean, this is not another opportunity to come and do another presentation again for the leader. What you are doing in a Sizzle session is, you don't have more than 3 to 5 distributors who are already fired up. You know, this person has questions. They want to. You need to make them the center of the attraction. You come in, introduce yourself. Now, the beautiful thing, now let's tell my team members, if you want the sale to already start happening before the Sizzle, how you present your uplines to your prospect is very important. When you let them know, I mean, think about it. You have a deal you want to bring to a company. You have a line manager or a top manager who you are going to be having that meeting with. When you want to set up that meeting, you are not just going to walk to the leader to say, okay, my prospect said they are free by 6 p.m. I want to add you, so that you don't do that. You know you might get the sack, or you get a query. You go to your line manager, right? You get a time for the meeting. You're like, when it's convenient for you, when they give you options, you then go back to your prospect to say, you know what, I've been able to secure, and you are excited about it. You show the passion. You know, I'm happy to let you know that I've been able to secure
15 minutes with 3 of the top leaders. These guys are amazing. And they will show you the simplest way on how you can begin and get to succeed. Of course, when you share that with your prospect, you're like, okay, you say, okay, they've given us this time. Which of these times works for you? Now your prospect chooses, and then you follow up the prospect to say, it's this Sizzle session, the one-on-one meeting is for 4 p.m. At 3 p.m., you follow them again. At 3:30, you say, please, I really will not want to miss this opportunity. I've been handed this great opportunity. Now, when you are pumping up, it's called edification. When you are edifying your uplines that way, you are already tipping the scales of the entire transaction in your favor, right? Because you have not said anything. You have not closed. You have not told them, come and pay this, come and pay that, come and do. You have not said all of that yet. But they are already looking forward to say, even if they are not showing that they are so, okay, this person is so big, they are already curious that I want to meet this person. Who is this person? Who are these people? And then they come in to that meeting. Now, when they come into that meeting, you do a proper introduction. I mean, I love the way some of my team leaders actually introduce. They bring me in. By the time they introduce me to the meeting, even me, I'm already dizzy. My eyes already turning like, what is going on here, right? They introduce me into the meeting, and then it already sets the stage. And all I just do is what I advise you to do in the Sizzle session, okay? You listen. So even though you are the one that you can say, hello, I'm happy to be here, thank you for having me here. The first thing you want to do in the Sizzle session is to listen. So what I normally do, you can have your own, but what I normally do is to say, hello, my name is this, thank you for having me here. I'm here to help you get started in our amazing opportunity or in our business. Or I can just say, I'm here to help you get started. And I'm glad that you're able to make it. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you. So and so said so much about you, and I can't wait for us to have this conversation. So in what way, what questions do you have, or what clarifications would you need from the presentation you attended? That's what I start with. Of course, some of them will be like, just team member. Many of my team members tell me that they learn more about network marketing and how to handle our green money business from our Sizzle sessions that they attend with me, especially with the way I handle prospects. Because one of the things I do is that I am happy and excited to have a prospect join my business, but I am not desperate. Desperation does not sell. Desperation is not attractive, because if you are desperate, the person feels like without them, you do not have a business. No, without them, you have a business. With them, oh, it's all well and good. You have a business, okay? So I listen. So then when they say, oh, tell me everything about the business, I said, okay, I'm meant to help you just get started, because the meeting has a purpose. Remember that they have said that you are there for 10, 15 minutes. Someone does not come in and then you are the upline say, hey, I have only one downline. This is my one downline, managed to bring this one. Now, this person is saying that they didn't listen to the presentation and they now want me to present. Let me just help them understand. And then before you know, you go into a 45-minute presentation that leads nowhere. Right? So what I do, I say, okay, I understand that you may have been busy, or maybe you had a distraction, you could not listen to the presentation. I will allow you go back and listen to it. And by evening today, I will create another 20 minutes where we can have this conversation. So I'll give you time now. You have all day. And so when I do that, a lot of times they now start saying, no, about the start that they said they will start. There's a part they said there's the product self. What are the things? Before you know, they start now asking for those that really, really, really attend the meeting. It now just switches something in them. They realize that, okay, this person seems serious. Let me just, of course, if they have not gone through, they say, okay, no problem. I will go through it. And then I think 6 o'clock that you have mentioned, I will make it, or you find a convenient time. Okay. Now, of course, if they are not as forthcoming as you think, and maybe the discussion is going on, I feel like you're not getting all of their side of the story, ask them questions. Okay. When you show an interest in them, the question can relate to their business, to their work, to their to how their life, to COVID-19. You are an upline. You are finding solutions. That's the reason why all of our trainings we have been having makes a lot of sense. You need to have all of the trainings because it gives you various talking points. Is it the one on entrepreneurship? Is it about team building? Is it about who you are becoming? Proper present. All of the things, you have something at every point so that you can converse. Then you want to ask in a Sizzle session. You want to ask, how can I help? Right? See, you attract more honest conversations when you show an interest in the people that you are dealing with, because people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Okay, all of that, even that meets our my point 4 here. Make connections. You know, during the Sizzle, you're making connections. They might, as the conversation is going on, it's not an inhuman conversation. It's a flow. Right, the person might say something and you'll be like, oh, you know what? There are sometimes I use the prospect. I'm like, oh, when Mr. Femi came in, I remember then he didn't make a quick decision, and I know what that cost him. But the great thing is that whenever I made the decision, he made it and he hit the ground running. Now, what I've said is that, you know, the person that invited you did not sign up on time. They later saw the opportunity and they were regretting that they didn't start on time. But when they started real good. Now, that is a connection I'm making in the entire conversation of someone that says, you know what, I like it, but maybe I will start next month. When I say that kind of thing, there's something it triggers. I'm listening for what the person might say. And of course, I continue. Understand that you're always closing. This is for the upline. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Don't be scared. People are not going to use your church mind, though. Don't go and talk round and round and round and round and round. Remember, it's a 15-minute conversation. You want to hit the point. You want to show yourself very helpful. You want to connect. And when the person has questions, exhaustively answer the question in a way that is letting the person know that they will get support, they will get all of this help. They will have more explanation. In short, when they are listening to it, they should feel like, if I join these people, this person will be there to always help me answer whatever questions I have. People are triggered by help, by the fact that you are helpful. Okay, so in a season, that's what this basically is what I will call it. And this all everything I've just said does not need you being in front of the person. This can happen on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Zoom, a 3-way call. Okay, on Facebook have Facebook rooms. You can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in, right? And all of you have this conversation where one leader might say, let's be coordinated. If you are contradict the other person, don't come and show that you are better than the other person. No. Listen to what the other person has said and take it from them, because the person is also listening. Remember that people, sales is about a transference of feelings. People are listening to what is going on, especially when you are more than 2 who are going to speak. And then they are looking at, okay, do these people have connection? Is there a flow here? Okay, so please, I think when it comes to Sizzle sessions, I tell my leaders anyway, that don't start taking a Sizzle session until you have attended like 20, 25 Sizzle sessions. That if you have not attended up to 25 Sizzle sessions, you yourself don't start taking, because you want to get in there and see how your upline is closing. How does your upline communicate? How do they ask for money? One of my downlines told me, wow, I love the way you were just clear about asking for money. You were clear about when you wanted them to pay. You were clear about when they did not give a clear answer, you asked them for a clear answer. I say yes, because if I don't do that, what do I expect my uplines, my downlines to do? Okay, you want your business, you want your deals to close on time. Okay, someone is saying no audio. I've not been talking to myself. Oh, Chai, hear me.
We are hearing you.
I hope we can hear me, please. Oh,
We can hear you, bros. We can hear you very well.
Oh, great. I saw a chat just now. Maybe that came. All right. So for me, and the beautiful thing about social media, the only angle I'm just going to bring into this for social media, I think sometime again during this week, I'm going to do a more exhaustive one because I think I have just about 5 minutes on my own clock. Okay. But I always bring this when it comes to social media. The beautiful thing about social media is that you can scale. Sometimes I'm doing 5 Sizzle sessions. I mean 5 at the same time, because the other people do not know what is going on, right? I'm having this conversation here. I'm having this conversation here. 5. Sometimes I have one downline that has 3 prospects. I'm having it at the same time. So imagine that you have 3, 4, 5, 10 leaders in your team, and all of you are offering these Sizzle sessions to your people. You can be doing up to 30, 50 closing sessions every day, right? That's huge leverage. Because, when you start doing this, there's something called scripts, a lot with respect to online marketing. When you start conversing, you realize that there are some things you say a lot of the times. What I do is that I I literally say the same thing. Like the first thing I say, hello, my name here. I don't need to be writing it all the time. I just copy and paste. I can copy and see. Somebody ask a question somebody else has asked before. I just go to that group, copy that the what do you call it, the answer, and I paste. All of this helps every one of us. Okay, especially with respect to closing. So always be closing. Always ensure that your conversation is not leading to another presentation. This is very, very key. I discovered it with respect to, of course, when I was starting, and with respect to some of my team leaders, I tried to say, okay, let me watch. Then for leaders, when you have done this a couple of times, you can just be in a Sizzle session. You don't need to be the person holding the Sizzle session. Let's say you are just there to supervise, right? As you are supervising, you can converse privately with your team leaders if you feel like there's something you're not saying. All of that just helps the congress. Okay, but basically, I always say that your session should not be more than 10-15 minutes. You can have multiple sessions going on WhatsApp. I like WhatsApp. I prefer WhatsApp. There's sometimes you might need to do Zoom sessions, and so Zoom sessions, of course, take this video and all of that. But for WhatsApp, for Telegram, you can do multiple sessions at the same time, which is really, really key because with respect to scaling, right? Because this September, I know that there's a lot that is going on. There's a lot going on with respect to Singapore. There's a lot of change. A lot of us want to upgrade. There's a lot of business we want to do. This will really, really help us. You know why? Because when too many people are closing, this is what I mean, and they are closing wrongly. I realize that there's this challenge people start having my team, and that is someone goes and introduce them into the business. In inviting, the person presents to some extent that this is a new prospect or someone that just signed up, presents to an extent. The person goes into the presentation, something that is said there somehow contradicts they seem not to get in respect to what they have been told before, and then you are not getting the person now into a Sizzle session again. It just seems too much. Our system is very simple. That will be my major takeaway from this session. Our system is very simple. Invite, don't present when you are inviting. Okay? Yes, people will put pressure on you and all of that. Don't present when you are inviting. When people say, just tell me. There's someone that said, just tell me now. If you cannot tell me now, forget about it. I'm like, it's not fight. If you're already being this combative, then you want to. You just want to chill on that conversation. For me, some people I didn't bother with them because it pushed me to go and reach out to a whole lot more other people. Okay, and when you are using social media to invite, it's very, very key. The last time I shared with us, I think it was during MI session, what I did during this COVID-19 season, and many of us can do that. I hope many of us have been doing it. I just go on a daily basis. I just give a target like, okay, I want to reach 30 people today or 50 people today. I'm like, hey, what's up? I've not spoken in a long time. How are you doing? How is family? How are you been? I just said this COVID-19 season. I've not really been a nice friend, but I decided to use this season to reach out to you. Hope everything is fine. That's the end of the conversation. So I'm sowing that seed 30, 50 people daily. In 2 weeks' time, there's something that we always, when those kind of things happen, something always bring a conversation again. It could just be something you posted or something. In the next 1 or 2 weeks, you realize that some of those conversations, you go back to them and you say, would you mind me showing you something that I've really been contemplating about and making decisions on, and I really feel that this is a fantastic time to make a go on it. Will you be interested in looking in? It has to do with your finances. There are different angles you can come up with. We can also develop scripts for that. Okay, we have lovely ones that we do within our team. So you can tell your team leaders, they can help with that, give you good scripts, and then you share. Do that consistently. If you want to have daily signups in 60 days from now, then you need to be exposing yourself. You need to be having new friends every day. Yesterday I was by the side of the street, and I think this is very key. I say this outside of the street of my house, and I was one down, just walking on my phone, and somebody came to me and she was like, "Hello, sir. I want to talk to you about something." I looked at her. She was really young. I said, how old are you? She said she's 18. And she showed me a product. I looked at the product. It was a product of another network marketing company. I ended up doing a training for her on how to do network marketing because I was really tripped that an 18-year-old was just walking by and saw me and had the boldness to come and talk to me about her product. I was like, wow. I said, if you can stay this course for the next 3 to 5 years, you will be amazing. You'll be amazing, right? That's just someone walking on the street, and maybe she'll meet 3 or 4 or 5 people on my street that day, just like that. That's even offline. So you can imagine online, you determine to create those kind of. So of course, one of the things I told her was, if you can do online and you can meeting 30 people every day for the next 60 days, you'll be having sign-ups every day after that. You know why? Because you have built that momentum. So that's just that. When you invite them into the presentation, follow them up to ensure that they show up for the presentation. When you follow them up, when they show up, follow them up immediately after the presentation to be like, hello, so what do you think about it? Or you can say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how does it sound for you? Like something you are keen on getting in. From what they say, you say, okay, no problem. I'm excited that you are about this, or it's great that you have questions. I have the privilege. I already spoke to 2-3 top leaders in the best possible way. And he gave me so time. What do you think about this time? When did it help you clarify a lot of things? You don't write it down. You can create a plan for this to say, you know what, this is what I do every day. This is what my team will do. When you invite with all of these options, you come to this session. After this session, we do sizzles. So uplines, for example, of course, it's good to upline. Doing prospecting and the rest, but maybe you can pull of this to just do sizzles. Close for 30 minutes and you are not helping the structure of your team. Close. They are coming in, your team members, they are excited, they are learning because they are there, they are old people. And people that are coming in, I explain to some. Within about 1 month, 2 months, you are good to go and you'll be able to help other people succeed. Okay? So here it's my advice, my little short session on Sizzle sessions. And this, like I said, you can utilize online platforms to scale. Okay? One-on-one, it's a whole lot more tedious, but you can do for people. I mean, I've done Sizzle sessions for people all around the world just for my WhatsApp. And you can do multiple things at the same time. It's amazing. Multiple people rather at the same time. It's amazing what is possible. But the thing is, like I said, the key thing is that you are closing faster. You close faster as an upline. You actually close faster than your downlines. You want to draw them into that world. Like I said, one of the biggest feedback, I'm closing right now, so I'm just doing a recap. One of the biggest feedback and most exciting feedback I get from my team members is that they learned a lot about the business from me conversing with their people, because there's one thing to train, there's one thing to be in a Zoom session where they are listening to fantastic training and they're like, wow, amazing, okay? They are saying all of that about the training. But when they want to practice, they are like, okay, where do I start from? But when you give them what to do, you start them off with invitation script, you start and then you ensure that you insist. For me, if some of my team members should testify about how rigid I am about this system, I'm sure some of them, they hated me when I started. But after a couple of weeks, they're like, okay, maybe they started getting what I was saying. But I'm strict. I'm like strict because I know how many people come into network marketing with their old mindsets, with the employee and self-employed mindset, with the idea about what network marketing is. And it's not any fault of that. They are excited about progressing, but they are not helping themselves. And they don't even know. So it needs you as a coach, that's your role as a coach, as an upline, to ensure that they don't waste their energy. They, as much as possible, have fewer regrets, and they're able to get on their way to succeed. Everyone listening to me right now, we're going to have CM come on board in the next couple of minutes to share with us about our new system, to share with us about a couple of the updates. A lot of us had questions in WhatsApp sessions, so I'm sure that CM will be able to clarify a lot of that. But I just wanted us to know this about Sizzle and get started on this. Institute it as a system, please. That's the best thing. First, invite. Second, present. Third, follow up your presentation, not with another presentation, with a question on how they felt about it. Gauge what they felt. If you don't even know what to do, from what they say, chat your upline, be like, this is what the person said, what should I do? Your upline will tell you what to do next. Then you get them to a Sizzle session. You edify them before the Sizzle session, edify them in introducing them during the Sizzle session. Allow them, don't be in the Sizzle session and be like, yes, good to go. Oh, speak it, word. Don't do all of that. Allow them. Just listen. Watch how the dynamics go. Then they close. Those institute sessions, they should know what to do. They connect, they interact, they engage, and then they make the necessary connections to pull those people in. They get a date for payment. Then it is your job as to follow up the person, say, my Oga, even if they have not your Oga, you didn't speak to your Oga in the last 3 days, say, my Oga wants to know how far, with respect to this our closing. You know that he's really, really rooting for you. He already has ideas on strategy to help you. You know, he helps you because all of it is third party. So the pressure is not on you as a prospect. You have diffused the pressure because you have spread the energy around everybody. You have come to light this person on fire, and the person gets started. Okay, and also the person is already seeing what they will do when they get started. Also, so thank you very much. If anybody has questions, we can share questions, and I will be able to take some questions. Okay, yes, Miss Dr. Fumi, you say you have a question. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yoma. I have a question. It's partly a question and partly a reiteration of what you're saying. So does it mean that as a leader, during a Sizzle session, I'm not really supposed to present the business? Is it hard and fast? I'm just supposed to close. My downline should not really invite me to a Sizzle session to help him or her present the business to their prospect. That's the question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, it's a close because the presentation has already been done, rather than overboarding. Because if the person didn't receive the presentation, I give them another opportunity to go back to listen to the presentation. For me, what that does is that it makes them realize that my time is very important. We are business-like, we're also open to helping. We understand that, okay, they might have been busy handling their kids or whatever, and that's what, we play all of that into it. There's the soft and hard part of it. Then what I'm just there to do is to help you get started. I define it from the start. That's what I do personally. I'm here to help you get started. Any questions, any clarifications, any confusions, whatever you need, I am here. Ask me. So they can go ahead, they ask. And of course, the entire conversation is always be closing, tending towards closing, okay, when you get started, I'm giving examples of people that use the product, testimonies, I'm giving short takes on that direction. I'm talking about how, then I can even talk about the traveling and all of those things. I can bring it in more in the Sizzle session because they've gotten the meat of the matter at the presentation.
Okay, so because I meant somebody who has never been invited to a presentation, but your downline asks you to help you. Hello? Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, but
we
can't hear Yoma.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he
Yoma's
can hear.
voice, I think, is gone.
Okay, I guess maybe CM can answer. My question is that, what if my downline, the prospect has never attended a presentation, but my downline sets up a meeting for me to help him or her present to the prospect. Is that okay? Or is it important that the person just must attend a regular setup group presentation?
Okay, so in the absence of Yoma, which
Yes.
I'm sure you'll still come in to come and support, I think that's not a very good use of your upline.
Okay.
I think it's a poor use of an upline.
Okay.
The process is you get the person to listen to a presentation.
Okay.
That can be a physical presentation online on Zoom. It can even be that you send the person why Green Mondays, the slides, the video to listen to. Okay. But the person needs to go through a presentation that allows them to have listened to the plan. The Sizzle session is a closing session. Okay. And the objective, it's a short meeting. You can even allow them to do most of the talking. But the objective of the meeting is, I am here. My time is important. The downline has edified the upline to say he or she doesn't have time, but I've been able to secure this appointment. So that person is already made important, made to look valuable. And the whole thing they're going to do in that 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes conversation is, I'm here to help you get started. So the conversation will be leaning towards, this is going to happen when you are starting. This is how we support each other, blah, blah, blah. But the presentation needs to have been done before that Sizzle.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yoma, are you back? Okay, Coach Yoma is in the Lungu somewhere. The internet has refused to click in. Okay, very quickly, I intended to just quickly